Hello, I'm Gav, and welcome to another video. This is going to be an update on my Revell Mosquito build. I can't remember what number it is, possibly 6. When I upload it, I'll check before I upload it and make sure that the video title has the correct number on it. So what have I been doing on it? Last time I showed you it probably didn't look much different, and I haven't done much work. But last night I took it down and I kind of really started attacking it with some sandpaper a lot more than I had done. So a lot of it is almost back down to the plastic, especially on this wing. This wing's still got a bit of the kind of original spray primer on it, but that's fine. It's smooth, so I'm not going to bother. I'm not going to bother sanding that anymore. There's still some areas that have got bits of the black paint on the front of here, but that'll be covered by the spinners. The rear here is where I tried that Vallejo polyurethane primer, and frankly I'm not a fan of it. It's very easy to, you have to use an airbrush, but I mean you could brush paint it I suppose, but then you get streaks in it. It's very easy to put too much on and then you can start to obliterate detail. Luckily there's not many panel lines on the back, because the back of the fuselage of these planes was wooden, so there isn't any panel line. The same as on the wings, that's why it's, which in a way is a good thing. Some areas were metal, around the air intake radiators, the engine cowlings, the flaps and ailerons I believe were metal. I'm not sure whether I'm going to bother rescribing these panel lines. They're still slightly recessed. And I don't want them to disappear under paint, but the problem is I don't have a scriber. And I know there's the whole kind of drawing pin or pinning the pin vise trick, but I've kind of tried that before and it just makes them too thin when I want to effectively just clean out panel lines that are there. So any tips on how to do that neatly and relatively quickly? I mean, there's not many, there's just these ones on the top, and there's a couple of little areas that I just would maybe want to tidy up. That would be appreciated, any help with that. I might have to do some work on where the engine nacelles come out. There's actually a bit of a step here on each side where even with some fettling when I built it in the first place, I couldn't quite get them to marry up. So what I might do is actually trim a bit of plastic art to the shape of that triangular area there and then sand it and fill it, so I effectively raise the end of the engine nacelle here up to the same level as where the wing, because that should be relatively seamless, I believe. So that to do. I've got to replace the flaps still that broke off during cleaning. I've replaced one of the ailerons, so get that flap on. They were movable to start with, but I've just glued them in place now because it's going to be, I'm moulding it in flight now since the undercarriage all got destroyed. It's in that pile of bits, which is a shame, but frankly the bits are so fragile and I can't bother doing anything with it, so I'll just pose it in flight. It's a beautiful thing. It looks a bit better when everything's buttoned up and in line anyway. Canopy's come off because I had mast on it and stuff before, so I took that off because I was going to just redo that and redo everything. I've dipped it in some clear, so it's sitting under here drying at the moment. The little side windows, you get spare side windows and they don't fit in very well, and they're a complete pain to get to stay in properly, even with the glue. They're just, and you get gluey fingerprints on them, and they're frankly a pain in the arse. Luckily you get like 3 sets on the clear sprue though, the other sets here. So you get 2 different types of blistered ones, and then you get some without any blistering. And so I've just swapped out. I mean, it's technically for a different mark, but frankly I'm beyond caring at the moment. It will look like a Mosquito, and therefore that's good enough for me. So I just need to tidy up, smooth this out around here for gluing that back on. Mask that back up. I've got to remask these front windows here. I took the mask off just to apply some fresh stuff, because this liquid mask that I use kind of dries and goes a bit brittle over time, and so I thought I would redo that. What else? The undercarriage doors are on now. The cockpit entry door is there. Originally it was going to be open with the ladder coming down, but that's obviously no longer. I'm still debating whether to possibly have the bomb bay doors open. The bomb bay itself survived most of the... it didn't really, sorry, you're focusing on random stuff there. There's a bit of overspray on the parts there, so I think what I might do is just button it right up. So I'll stick those Bombay doors on. Got to remaster the little underwing lights, and the tail wheel fell off, so I've got to glue that back on. I'll leave the wingtip lights for now. I also needed to double check whether they were actually coloured, whether they were coloured with just coloured light bulbs or what as well, so that I can kind of get the right colours on them if needs be, or whether they're just clear. And then I'm not going to use this primer again. I'm going to go back to the spray can. It gives actually a tougher finish. This stuff, well, it does sand off. It flakes and stuff, and it doesn't do very well. But actually, it does sand off easier than this stuff. I mean, that's me been going out with that with proper sandpaper as well as 1200 and stuff, and it's still got a layer of the stuff on it. I might have to, as you can see on that wing, it's still grey. But I'm going to give it a coat. I'm going to finish putting the bits back on it and whatnot. Give it a coat of primer and see how we go. And if it needs any more work, then it needs some more work. But I'm kind of hoping that once it's got a coat of primer on it now, that might be it, and I can carry on painting it. So I'll cut that now. That's just another update. Sorry, it's a bit waffly, and you're staring at a plane that is still in parts and is part primered and whatnot. So, but hopefully the next update it will at least be complete and possibly in primer again, ready for painting. So cheers for watching. Oh, I also noticed that recently I've gotten just over 150 subscribers now, so just I might do this. I'll try and think of something to do for a particular video for it, but just as a quick mention, a huge thank you to you all for that. It's much appreciated. The support is much appreciated, so thank you very much, and I will see you in the next video.